Namaste. Right now we're in a time of transition. We are at the very end of the summer season. And we know this because we're pulling in our last crops. It's like, okay, I need to officially close up the garden. And for those of you who have been practicing with us, all year, we like to talk about Ayurveda and these seasonal shifts and these seasonal energies that shift all around us and then, of course, within us. The seasonal energy of summer is fire. It's called Pitta. And Pitta is intense. It's really intense. And so throughout the summer, we have a lot of Pitta energy. It's this fire, go-getting, doing activity. And then throughout the summer, you can imagine that we kind of accumulate a little bit of excess Pitta. And so at this time of the year, our bodies are working to really release that extra summer energy, that extra Pitta energy, to transition into the energy of winter, to transition into the energy of Vata. So in today's class, we are working on releasing Pitta energy. We're going to be doing seated postures because seated postures bring us down to the ground, grounding and stabilizing that activity energy of summer. The energy that is like go, 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 do, wake up and be energized. Let all of your energy go to the ground. Imagine it melting off of you. And really, really enjoy this practice. Let's begin by finding our breath. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And before we get going too far, I'm sitting on a blanket. If you have a blanket, it can be really nice for these seated postures, or if you have a small bolster, that can be nice. You also may want to have a strap handy, especially if you're really tight, because that's like an arm extension. Blocks may always be used. You can stop this video, gather your supplies, and then restart it if necessary. And once you're here and grounded with all of your things, begin to find the breath. It's one thing to understand how the body needs to slow down, how the body needs to stop moving so much. But how do we also ground the internal energy of Pitta, the energy of the mind? Because the mind can be quite bouncy as well. Really active, really fiery, really passionate. The way we access the mind is through the breath. Take a deep breath. Beautiful. Reach your hands up high to the sky. Reaching your hands up, we'll start with a gentle twist, twisting one direction. Begin to wring yourself out, twisting away the day's events. Or maybe twisting yourself out after a night's sleep. Inhale the hands back up to the sky and exhale and twist the other way. Now that you're moving the body, maybe you feel like you're doing something. But you've done so much already in this practice. Simply by being here on your mat. Slowly untwist, hands come back up to the sky, and exhale, bow your head down to your heart. You can sit up straight, but keep the chin tucked and bring your hands back behind your head. Gently let your hands rest on the back of the head. Thumbs can just gently massage the top part of your spine. Elbows are heavy towards the earth. Then lift the elbows up, open up the front of the chest, and take a few leans to the left and to the right. Leaning one direction and leaning the other direction. Feeling the front of the chest open. Take a deep breath. Beautiful. Release your right hand down. Extend your left hand overhead. Stretching the left side of the body. Take a breath. And come through center, opposite side. So yoga is physical, mental, and emotional. And when all of these come together, we open up to a spiritual state of being that connects us to who we really are. Focus on the body and on the breath. Hands come back and up. Let's release and come down onto our back for one moment. Down on our back, hug your knees into your chest and just take a moment to be here in perfect stillness. Maybe you want to take a big swallow. Beautiful. Drop your knees over to the right. Gentle twist, look to the left. Smooth yourself out, going in body. Knees come through center. Drop them to the opposite side. Slowly coming back and up. You can make your way up into a seat, maybe rolling over onto your side and pressing yourself up. And then once you're in a seated posture, bring your feet out in front of you and pull the toes back towards the knees. Now here, if you're really tight, come up and sit on a blanket. Sitting up on a blanket is going to elevate the hips up off of the ground and allow your pelvic bowl to tilt so you're stretching in the legs instead of in the back. Once you're here, take a deep breath, sit up nice and tall, feel the backs of the legs simply by sitting. Find the belly, take a breath, putting one hand on the belly. And then slowly begin to fold, melting forward. Now we'll be holding this posture for a little bit of time, and so you don't have to go as deep as you can right away. You can slowly let your body arrive. Melting forward. If you have a block handy, it can be nice to even let your head come down to the block. Maybe you're like, whoa, I'm so far away, I would need 2 blocks. That's okay too. Going inward, turning your awareness inward. Feel the body begin to open as you take these deep, nourishing breaths. Linking the mind and the body brings you in towards center. And when you're at center, then divine energy flows and You feel the love of the universe, and this allows you to see the love of yourself. The soul's nature is one of love, acceptance. Breathing inward. Maybe you notice that your body is starting to open. Relax even deeper. As we move into these seated, more yin style poses, yin being the opposite of yang. Yang is active energy and yin is cooling, calm energy. It takes us a little bit of time to get there. And so it's okay if your body doesn't feel like it's opening, or if you feel like you'd have to sit here for a million lifetimes to get this stretch. You have time now to be completely present with the breath and to accept exactly where you are. Just breathing into the body how it is. Beautiful. Take another breath here. Really riding the wave of the breath. And then slowly and gently come up into a seat. When you're up in a seat, let's draw the right knee in, bringing it in close to your butt, making sure that the knee feels nice and comfortable. Sit up nice and tall, and then twist towards the knee. So the right knee's in, we're twisting towards the right. You can hug the knee in, wrapping your leg or your arm around your knee. Lengthen the spine up and twist back. Take another deep breath here. Slowly untie. Switch legs. Right foot out, left foot in. Sitting up nice and tall. I'm still up on the pad, up on the blanket. Lift in the spine, pull the belly in, and then begin to twist. Yoga helps us create space, and so right now, even though we're not burning 1 trillion calories by doing high aerobic exercise, we're finding space within us that allows our energy to move, and then throughout the day, we're more inspired to naturally feel light, move our bodies, navigate life with ease. Deep breath in, twisting yourself out, clearing out your energy channel. Beautiful. Slowly come back. Now we'll take Baddha Konasana. You can stay facing your same direction. I'm going to turn to face you. Still continue to sit up on the blanket if you have one, or the baby bolster, and bring your feet together. And with your feet together, your knees will open like a book, and some of us have knees that are really high off the ground. And if you have those kind of knees, then it's really nice to give yourself blocks that just support the knees. Now here, find your breath and begin to just take a couple of movements at first, left and right. Kind of like a clock tick-tocking left and right. Feel the body. Notice your sit bones, the bony part of your butt, down beneath as you rock left and right. Perfect. Now reach your hand back and pull that bone back. Reaching back, just gently invite that bone to go back. Perfect. Take a breath. Pull the belly in. And then exhale, begin to fold. Now this is option one, is to have your hands on your feet, your elbows pressing gently into your upper thighs. Option two is to wrap your hands underneath. Wrapping your hands underneath your ankles can maybe allow you to get a little bit deeper of a stretch. We'll be here for a little bit of time, so you don't have to go as deep as you can right away. You can take your time to allow your body to open, finding a position that you can maintain, a position that you can stay in, that you can breathe into, you can breathe through. And this is really the energy of winter. This is what we're transitioning into as we release this summer fire energy of go, go, go. We're moving into this energy that can be sustained. Take a nourishing breath. Allowing your body to open in its own time. Oftentimes, Pitta people with a lot of fire energy in their constitution, they crave more fire, and so the type of exercise they do is high aerobic, high intensity, when actually what they need to do is yin yoga, what we're doing right now. Sitting and breathing, calming the nervous system, bringing yourself down to the speed of earth. Can let the chin tuck if it's still up, rounding the back, melting, even with a soft spine and a soft face. Yin postures are slightly different because we don't necessarily feel it that much right away. But as we ease into the body, we can go quite deep into the subtle energy layers. Ride the wave of your breath. Staying with the breath as you fold. Remembering, of course, it's not about how far you fold, what your body looks like. Notice how you feel. Slowly lift yourself up. Bring your hands to your legs, to your knees, and then slowly close the knees, taking a moment. Beautiful. We'll open the feet wide this time. Opening the feet wide as you can go. And it doesn't matter how wide your wide is. Make sure you're still sitting up on something. And here, a lot of times we have space underneath our knees. It's kind of hard to see because I'm wearing dark and dark. But if we have space underneath our knees, then it can be nice to put a block or a pillow or some sort of support underneath the knees. And that can help us really open into this forward folding posture. So take a moment to get on your props, to grab your couch pillows if you need to support the body, to support the knees. Toes pull back, inner thighs rotate in, same concept, so we always practice. Then once you're in the pose, take a breath and begin to melt forward. Melting forward, one breath at a time. first, it's nice to start with a flat back, leaning, hinging at the hips. But with time, we'll curve the spine, we'll allow ourselves to round out. One of the very first treks I did in Nepal, I was extremely tight, not only in my body, but in my mind. I was wound up with Pitta energy. And before this long expedition, I decided that I would do 3 yoga postures every day. And I would hold each of these postures for 5 minutes a day. The 3 yoga postures that we're doing are those exact same poses. And over the duration of the trek, my body changed and my mind began to calm down. Give yourself time, and if this is hard for you, then continue to practice it. Carve out a few minutes at the end of your practice or each day to be here in this pose, breathing into the body. As you hinge forward, same thing as the first pose. You can always build yourself like a little rest for your head, putting your blocks up to allow your head to rest, taking the pressure off the shoulders and off different parts of the body. At this point in the pose, maybe you're ready to start rounding the spine, coming out of that flat back and really curving down. Maybe for you it's 1 block. Continue to breathe into the body, melting through the layers of muscle, the layers of mind. Every breath brings you to a more present state of being. Releasing your energy into the earth as you stay connected to the earth. The earth oftentimes doesn't look like it's changing seasons, changing energies. It moves so slow. And then one morning you wake up and there's snow. Or one morning you wake up and all of a sudden it's easy to touch your toes because your energy channels have opened, shifted, changed. Take another deep breath. Relaxing a little bit more, melting. Make sure that the shoulders and the face and the front of the body is soft. And then from this slow place, lift yourself up, coming up. Be gentle in the transition. Bring your hands behind your knees to help you move your knees in, your feet in. Gonna take a moment to sit up. And then lower down onto the back. Once you're down on the back, you can gently massage the low back, rocking left and right. Knees are hugged into your chest. Maybe you want to make little circles with your knees. We have one more part of the hip that we want to stretch before we close the practice. And so drop your right foot down and cross your left ankle over your knee and then reach back behind you, drawing your leg in. As you draw your leg in, you can gently use your elbow to press out, figure four stretch, sleeping pigeon, stretching the outside of the hip. Take a deep breath. Let's switch sides. Opposite leg, opposite foot crosses over the top. All of your toes are engaged. Here is a great opportunity to use a strap. If you're like, I can't reach that, she's crazy. The strap gives you the arm extension, and so you can reach around, reaching around your leg, holding your leg with the strap, and then allowing your head to rest down, your shoulders to rest down. Return to the breath if you've lost it. Beautiful. Untie, hug your knees into your chest. Just take a quick happy baby, feet up to the sky, grabbing the outsides of the feet. Can rock left and right, maybe straightening one leg and then the other leg, just feeling the freedom of the legs. And then slowly release the feet. Lower your legs down to the ground, arms by your sides. Deep breath in, long breath out. Deep breath in, total release. Let the breath go out. One more breath in, relax completely. The breath moves out. Melt into this short Shavasana. Then slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And come up into a seated pose. And once you're seated nice and tall, take a breath. Hands move into the heart. Thank you so much for practicing yoga, for tuning in, and for awakening. May the light inside of you lead you through the rest of your day. Namaste.
Gate